Alright, so, we just got back from watching Annihilation. And per usual, we're going to give you guys a spoiler review, and then once that's done, we're going to give you a whole spoiler talk. So yeah, let's get to it. First thing I want to mention is, I want to fire, and I mean literally, I want to find these places, I want to burn them down, but kind of kidding. The companies that make trailers, in the sense that, right now, at least nowadays, there's predominantly two kinds of trailers. One, the trailer that, you know, pretty much gives you the whole plot, which, that's stupid. Or two, a little more rare, but still infuriating, like Suburbicon, where the trailer just lies to you outright. This movie took the third route, which is the smarter route, which honestly I don't understand why it's much more, you know, utilized in actual film, but it gives you enough to want to watch the movie. It entices everybody. It entices people who want to, you know, like audio junkies, visual junkies, story junkies. It entices you all in without spoiling a freaking thing.
Yeah, I really like that all the pieces, like you said, are there. Once you see the movie, the trailer makes total sense, but it's leading you down the wrong path. I know for me personally, I thought, oh, this is, you know, the big horror movie of the year or something like that. It had stuff like that in it, but...
That's also one thing, yeah. Genre-wise, you can easily put it in many categories. And it sticks with all those categories. And it works each of them beautifully. It takes the full range of any of those categories could possibly do, and it's just so well made. The whole direction of everything was perfectly done. The actual cinematography was just beautiful. I mean, not only like the mixture of CGI and possibly practical, I'm almost positive that whole Shimmer effect was just done in the bathtub. I'll talk about that later. But just the visuals, the lighting was awe-inspiring.
Yeah, what I loved was this movie was almost, not completely, but almost void of close-ups. Everything is people sort of walking and they're far away, and it's it's that thing where it's those long lenses, so people look all crushed together to the background. And I think it held away information by not using all these close-ups, and it sort of made you, like, I felt like I was just had an arm out to the whole thing at all times. Not that I didn't feel tension or with the characters, but the camera, you could tell, was very specific to be like, just wait.
It was constantly just tension. Tension building was the name of the game here, and honestly, it didn't mess it up. It was all worth it in the end, and honestly, I loved every second of it. The plot does not disappoint. Yes, it may seem a little confusing, but at the same time, it gives you everything. And it's not, you know, misleading you, it's not going to lie to you, it's just telling you what it is, and you got to take it at face value. And personally, it was just straight, hardcore sci-fi.
Yeah, I think a lot of us have been complaining because the sci-fi genre has really been taken over by, I mean, you could argue, blockbusters, you know, whether it be Marvel, not knocking them at all, or something like
Total Recall, RoboCop, you know, stupid, like, oh, set in the future, you know, Robot Man, and
the remake specifically for
we get it. Oh yes, sorry, that's what I meant. Like, that's what I'm saying. Recent, because obviously back then that was cutting edge. Or now we need something, you know, more. Like, we already have Robot Man. We need science fiction. This is now science fact. You know, blow our minds.
And why I bring up blockbusters exactly is that they're spoon feeding you these plot points. Hey, there's a guy and he builds robots and blah blah blah.
Oh, they're evil now.
They're evil now. Yeah, it's hard with this. It's intelligent sci-fi. This is from Alex Garland, the guy who made Ex Machina and many other movies, and he's giving you little tidbits here. But at no point is he telling you outright how to think or feel about these things. He's giving you them as they go.
And speaking of like the feeling, the overall feeling of everything is obviously, you know, the visuals, but the audio. I mean, I love the music. I mean, the music was fantastic. It kind of gave me a Last of Us vibe. I mean, overall style of it is just, it's just awesome. And honestly, it matches everything so well that it keeps that mystery alive in you. And it's just, again, with the tension building, it's all parallel. It works the same. It works together.
And it's the fact that they don't stick to one sort of score type. You know, you watch like a Spielberg movie, you know a John Williams score, and that same style will play throughout the whole movie. Like you said, there's these parts that it's very Last of Us-y. It's this single string guitar or something going on, and it feels almost opposite a sci-fi movie. Not that it's bad, but it's
like kind of like drama-ish, like real, like the real world, and it's like that's kind of what it's going for.
You could see this movie in the '80s having something like, but they do end up putting that in when it when it works perfectly. But at no point do they.
Yeah, like the trailer sound effects, you know all the sounds now. Like they're there and they work so well in like the scheme of like just.
But it's not wall to wall. It doesn't drown the movie out.
Yep.
They have the simple little guitar for certain points, and then when they really want to get sci-fi, they smash that in there.
Other than that, what should we talk about? The acting was fantastic. Every single one of the characters, the actors, they all just the same. Oh, they knocked it out of the park. Like no, this time like it was legitimately wow. Casting wise, it was perfect, but the actors portray the characters so well that I could easily slip myself into any one of them, and I could kind of get like their vibe, like what they were going through, what they were like kind of like they felt human, and that's one of the biggest draws of this movie, the humanity of each character.
With Natalie Portman specifically, what I always like about her is she doesn't ever feel like she's acting. Kind of in the same way that maybe like a Tom Hanks never feels like he's acting. She's in that movie and you believe it, and at no point was I pulled out for that. And similarly, Tessa Thompson, who has been getting bigger and bigger, once she's in a movie, you can tell they're both just giving it their all for everything.
And she did, wow.
And it's not over trying. It's not overacting. Somebody like an Oscar Isaac, it's not overacting, but he's a character actor. He becomes that person, and you feel that he's going a different route with it. I feel like these other people, I'm not thinking about their acting the entire time, which is, being a ghost in a movie is something to, to hold up and praise.
Yeah, definitely. Other than that, the plot's fantastic. We already said that. The visuals are fantastic. Audio's fantastic. Acting is fantastic. What more can you say? Like this is being heralded as one of the greatest sci-fi movies of our time for a reason. And it's not just us two schmucks going, oh, it's really good. But you're wrong. You're wrong if you think it's bad. Like, no. It's us essentially agreeing with what everyone else has said. Our freaking friend saw it like a week before us, and we fucking envy him now because of how... Whatever. Regardless, is this movie worth a watch? Yes. If you're a person who loves sci-fi, yes, in the sense that this is one of the most hard-hitting sci-fi movies, and I'm talking about real science fiction, not just, it has a robot in it. It's sci-fi. No, this is legitimate science fiction. I'm talking about scientifically, you're going to want to think this through, and you're going to go, is this possible? Wait a minute. It is, or it's not, or it is. And it's like, you really delve into it, and you're like,
yeah, I think
think about it. Yeah.
We're thinking here. It's a good challenging movie too. Not that you need to be a super genius or something to watch it. This isn't like super duper art cinema or anything like that. No. But it expects you to watch it multiple times, and I really appreciate when a movie does that.
Yep, I'm definitely gonna watch the movie again because of all the little subtle cues and hints and stuff. But regardless, yeah, it's a fantastic movie, and it's definitely, I'm saying this right now, definitely gonna make my top 10 of the year. That's not even a debate. No. You better not. Right now, this is my favorite movie of the year. Granted, it's what? February? So it's going to take a while to, knock it out. But I feel so confident in me saying it's going to be in the top 10 that's how good it is. Regardless, that's pretty much it. I'm just going to end the spoiler-free review here. And we're just going to move on to spoilers. So give us a countdown.
And 3, 2, 1. You're screwed.
Spoilers. Last chance, seriously.
Spoilers.
Okay. Holy crap. Every second of that was just amazing.
I want to, now that we're in spoiler territory,
go for it.
I want to talk immediately about the different ways they use this whole biology mixing thing. The creatures in this. They say that they think that the alligator, or crocodile rather, that they see is part shark, but based on its throat, I thought it was part leech, because it was in a lake.
Oh my god, you're right. Yeah, I didn't even think about that. Oh my god.
And as the movie went, I started going, if that's how biology mixes is with the things that are near other things, then they're the deer rabbits that were like beautiful.
Which, by the way, did they split? Did I see only one and then it became two, or was it just always two?
There was always two.
Okay, that tripped me out because I thought it was always two. But regardless, the plot from the beginning, I'm like, okay, I've already did the praise and everything. I was kind of hyped up a little bit. But when it got to the point where like, okay, we're gonna give you some exposition, it trickles it in, then it gives it in your face, then it pulls it back. Like
which part specifically?
The scene where it goes like, oh, I'm gonna go paint the bedroom.
Oh yeah.
That I'm like subtle exposition. Her husband's gone. Okay. Then it goes to, God, he's been gone for a year. Blah 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 blah. Why don't you just hugging like, okay. So
and you also think that
it's like just kind of sponging the expression in your face a little bit too much. I'm like, okay, I get it, buddy. Then she just stops like, I'm gonna go paint the bedroom. Walks away. I'm like, all right, keep it silent.
I thought it was
quiet.
I mean, I'm glad I never could hook into anything, or it took a while anyway. Because right there, I thought, oh, her husband died, and this guy's trying to be a friend, and she's cold inside because it's a fresh wound. But then that gets fucking...
and then he just appears. None of this grieving period, none of this, oh my god, I'm gonna go out there for him. No. The herald of this movie is the character that you thought was dead. He comes back, and it's just like, way to throw convention on its fucking head. Because at that point, I'm like, when he walked into frame, I'm like, she's dreaming, right?
Exactly.
She's dreaming,
exactly.
right? It's not a dream. And it keeps going with that vibe. And even midway through the movie, they kind of pointed this, it was weird, it was all kind of like a dream. The whole freaking movie feels like that. You don't know where reality ends and where it starts. When in reality, all of it is real. And it's freaking terrifying to think that everything that's happening around them aren't illusions. It's not them losing their mind, what her name character, or what's her name's character keeps doing, the medic. She's going either they were killed by something, or they all went insane. And I didn't see that damn thing that you guys said killed Rebecca, or whatever her name was. It's like, Jesus Christ.
I didn't see a bear, yeah.
At the same time, I'm like, I hate you. God damn it. Also, one thing I do want to mention, because I didn't tell he's in the car. I love the fact that at one point in the movie, I just went, wait a minute. This is a high-profile, scientific journey. Why in the hell would they send in broken people? I mean, someone who obviously had cancer, someone who'd lost someone's, a vendetta to go in there, someone who was an addict, someone who, not suicidal, but just kind of cut themselves
for the pleasure.
And then a junkie. Why would they throw them in there? That's ridiculous. It doesn't make any sense. I'm like, wait a minute. Catch-22. Send in the people crazy enough to do it. And if they aren't, well fit for the job, well, guess what? They're the best ones for the job because no one else would want to do it. They're all broken, and there's a reason why they all were sent in. They were expendable.
It's actually, you could have it's very likely you could have watched this movie from any of their specific angles and would have felt just as sort of meaningful because, you come in with Natalie Portman and she's been sort of cheating on her husband, but also he's been missing for a year, and he's returned suddenly, but Tessa Thompson cuts herself, the other girl was a drinker, and that's what I was talking about earlier with these little plot points. I didn't need to know that Tessa Thompson cut herself.
Yeah.
However, that right there
helps.
created an entire story in my head. I was like, how the fuck did she end up here at this moment?
Yep.
That her life has taken her this far.
God. Every single and they all end up in a good manner of they'll have fitting ends, except for maybe the first one that dies.
But that's to say, I'll say this though, she was fleshed out enough that when she died, you went, that character died already?
Well, no, but that's the funny thing is, I'm glad you said that because even the movie she goes, oh yeah, that day 2 people died.
Yeah.
My daughter and the person I used to be so then you're already dead. You're the first one to go. And the next one, the psychopath who oh, we're all gonna lose our minds. And the funny thing is, that scene, again, throwing convention on your head, she's gonna go crazy, she's gonna start gutting them up, the thing, she's gonna start stabbing them and stuff, not the thing, I guess, not but she's turning on them. But no, the second we hear the scream, and then she runs out and gets attacked by the bear, and the bear walks in, okay, that, I did not expect that, I did not expect any of that coming, and holy crap, I am just crapping my pants now, because that whole scene was just so nerve-wracking.
I don't think I said this specifically to you. I kept thinking this. It's been a very long time since I've watched a scene in a movie and thought to myself, I wish my parent was here, or I need an adult. I was watching that.
You're scared.
I was I felt like I needed someone to hold my hand. My girlfriend needed to be here.
Yeah, I rarely feel those moments. I did kind of get the vibe too from me. I was just this is so wrong. It's the reason why I love The Thing so much is because it's not oh, The Thing is a horror movie, you're gonna be screaming because of jump scares. No, it's I try to put myself in the character position, and that's the worst position I'll ever want to be in. My friends are trying to become monsters and I can't trust them. That's the worst situation for me. This movie, it's kind of that vibe with the bear screaming your freaking friend or your colleague's dying screams out as it's trying to hunt you down. Kind of like the Predator in a sense,
right?
Or the Raptors from Jurassic Park 3. Kind of an iffy movie, whatever. But it's just terrifying. It plays on your animal instincts when the thing itself isn't really an animal anymore.
And the scene,
and a mixture of animals, but it is.
I think it's because that scene also it plays out slow. The camera's it's not quick cutting and everything.
Yeah.
It was just sitting there wide, and then you watched it walk around and then and then it's still opening its mouth and screaming.
No, not only that,
and even when it tackles him, the camera's not equaling his energy.
It doesn't even tackle him. It's like the moment, like...
Well, like runs...
No. He puts his mouth on Tessa Thompson's shoulder and just rests it there. Like he's wanting fear. I was like, what is this, Freddy Krueger? You just, like, you only feed on the like, oh, the best kind of food is scared food. Like, why is it like toying with her? I'm like, just kill already, dude. Just stop being a dick. It's like, whole point, you're just like, the whole time I'm just going, just do it. Stop. I've already accepted Tessa Thompson's character gonna die. Do it, please. Which, by the way, from the beginning of the fucking movie, this is one thing I really love about, like, oh yeah, the trailer didn't, spoil anything, but the first the first 30 seconds spoils the rest of the movie. So you're the last one alive. Yeah. Oh, this person died. This person died. This person died.
This person died. These two, I don't know what the fuck happened to them, and then this person died.
He says 2 people die.
Yeah.
And the other 2 people, I have no idea. Because she has 2 confirmed kills. But the point is like, oh great, you already spoiled the whole movie for me. No, like I always say, even if you just give me the whole ending of a movie, or I already know the ending of like a movie because it's like so famous, like, oh yeah, oh spoiler alert, Luke, I was your father. That's the correct quote for Star Wars fans. But I don't care. I knew that when I was a kid before I watched Star Wars. But the point is, I want to know how it gets to that point. And that's what this movie plays off of. Like, hey, this is the ending. These people die. Who are these people? That's the right question. And then we're just going to lead you down this path. Like, and at the end, like, okay, so these are the people. Okay, you all die. But again, your mind goes to, how do they die? And that's the main reason why I love this movie. Because the whole damn time, even from the end, from the beginning to the end, what the hell happened?
This is that thing, too, where it's like...
I mean, I knew it, but yeah.
The movie is giving you information, but also not giving you all of the information. You think you know how these creatures work and how this sort of shimmer thing works.
Yeah.
And this goes back to what I was saying about how cool the creatures were. The thing was originally a bear, goat, horse, or whatever the fuck it was.
Yeah.
But then it integrated with its kill.
Yeah.
Which was her.
And that's one of the huge things about, like, it's refraction. Like, there's no... Like, everything that's... cells, radio waves, everything, the energy that we were emitting just bounces back into us, and it's all just jumbling. It's like a blender. The whole place is like a blender.
Exactly, and that's why every time something weird happens, you don't question it. You don't say that didn't happen before. Blah blah blah. It's so
like the tree people.
Like the tree people.
That was like, they explain it right. I'm like, and again, scientifically, they were like, do you know that certain gene that gives us our human bodies our shape?
Yeah.
That's what's happening with these plants. That doesn't make any sense. It's literally impossible. Well, it's literally happening in front of us. It's like, God.
And then the sort of leader of the team turning into a ball of light. I didn't watch. It
was raw energy, essentially. But yeah,
I didn't watch that and go, well, why didn't the other people turn into that? For a second, my head did that, and I went, Tim, you don't know what this thing does. You don't, you're gonna have to try to figure it out, but it's never going to tell you.
Well, no, that's actually the funny thing, because I guess I mentioned this earlier, but I didn't really go too deep into it, that they all die in the same way that they kind of lived. First woman dies because, like, in the beginning, like, I already died a long time ago, so she's the first one to die. It's kind of like the metaphor for that. And then she just dies from a bear attack. Okay, but again, metaphor was already established. The second girl dies from not trusting anyone, being completely, like, she understood everything. She kept saying, like oh yeah, the intestines moving around, like that one video.
Yeah, she don't want to believe it,
like,
even though
it's
she's
like, oh, that was the light trick.
Like, watch it again.
Yeah, like, watch it again. Like, you watch it again. I know what I'm talking about. And he's like, she's the one literally going insane. And the thing that really ends up killing her is a trick. Something tricks her mind, and it kills her. And then the next one, Tessa Thompson's character, she dies because she accepts it. Then it kind of goes back to, like, oh, she wants to feel alive. She wants to be free. She wants to,
She's going to be forever alive.
And yeah, she wanted to become a plant. She wanted to become those things. And that's why she dies so quickly. Everyone else is slowly changing over time. But the fact is, like, it's weird. Her memory or her thoughts helped her change faster. And it's weird to think, like, that doesn't make any sense in any kind of movie. Like, no. That's what this place is. Shimmer is just a place that has no rhyme or reason, but it does. Because that all it really does is everything is energy, everything exists, and all this place is just meshing things up. The reason why the aliens even came, nobody knows. All we know about those damn things are, it just wants to be something or someone. Or
they never said this outright, but I think it's kind of what you're talking about. It's the Shimmer, we don't know exactly what it wants, but it's more that like it's something that's living, and all it really wants is to live, which is I think like what all those characters kind of really wanted to do. Tessa Thompson wanted to feel alive, and she became that plant. And all the leader, whose name I can't, Jason Leigh. That's all she wanted to do was discover what it was, and she became.
And she discovered it, and she became the damn.
Yeah,
exactly what I'm like. The whole I'm glad that you.
And I think it's making some sort of argument that like the biology and the feeling of the person it became integrated. I think that's what you were saying.
And no, definitely. And what did Lena's character end up? Her fate was.
What again?
She ended up wanting to find her husband.
Yeah.
She wanted to right the wrong, and she just wanted to survive, and she wanted to fight it.
Mm.
She did fight it. She fought herself because of it. Why was she fighting herself? Because it was all about guilt, and all in the end, oh, she gets her husband, but it was her husband, blah blah. And the whole thing at the end is. My take on the ending is okay. So we never cut away from Lena's character.
Mm-hmm.
So I know for a fact that she's the actual genuine article.
Mm-hmm.
But what about Oscar Isaac's character? Kane. Is he the original or is he the clone? It's hinted at that he's not Kane. But even he says, I don't think so.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't know. So the audience will not know. And at the end goes, what about you, Lena? Are you the original version? And of course, as an audience member, of course she is. We were following her the whole time. And even at the end, when you see like her, the double changing in front of her, and then the double's the one that dies, you may be thinking, oh yeah, she's the actual, real person. But then the very ending is the glimmer in their eye.
Mm.
Both of them have that glimmer. And it kind of makes, this is my take. Kane, that we see at the end, is the real Kane. Was a second theory, but okay. Is the real Kane, the original Kane. It's just like her, their bodies are so metamorphosized and just completely changed that they're both not even human anymore. And the funny thing is, like all the we destroyed the Shimmer, all that stuff. The Annihilation was like, Annihilation's not going to happen anymore.
Destroyed.
Yeah. They are going to get together and they're going to make a baby. And guess what? That is no longer a human baby, and it's going to start spreading, and it's going to happen all over again. And that's the way I see that it's going to be essentially annihilation for the planet. The whole planet's screwed. And I guess you can.
Well, my theory. It's technically pretty similar. I think that Oscar Isaac was the new Oscar Isaac, the Shimmer Oscar Isaac, and I think Natalie Portman was the original Natalie Portman. However, I think we're talking about the same thing, because at the end of the day, the Shimmer is changing their biology, and
that was my second theory. Yeah.
What it seems to me
it doesn't matter.
Is that they're going to have a baby, and that baby is going to be human, and it's also going to be Shimmer, which is because the thing, whatever it is, it's integrated with human and all Earth biology. I don't know what it's going to do. I think is it's like if two people of different races mix. Now that person is multiple things. Do you know what I'm saying? You're like Mexican and white, right? It's going to be Shimmer and human, which makes it easier to integrate, and it's going to, because this thing, I don't know.
But the thing is, it's not a new race. The whole mechanics of this freaking being.
It's not even just a race. Yeah, it's
or species. This whole mechanics of this species is the fact that it's not even. It changes. It can take things around it, and it becomes it.
That's where I was gonna go. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like it's even worse because it's like, again, with the bear thing, like the scream, like they say in the movie. It's weird that the last thing that we ever got to hear is actually the last moments of her life, which in a weird way that's the bit of her that stayed alive after she died. Her screams of terror. And it's, god damn it.
Because at first with that, like I thought, oh, it adapted to her scream, but then when they explained, oh no, it's also her. In the same way that Natalie Portman is becoming less human and more Shimmer, and he's becoming like
more Shimmer and then or less Shimmer and more human.
More human, but they're never gonna switch. You know what I mean?
Never,
it's just gonna.
It's just the Shimmer's gone, which is what they say. Like the whole thing is gone. So all we're left with is two human beings, kind of, because their genetics are all messed up, but they're two beings that have a little bit of human in them. Maybe, Natalie Portman has 25% Shimmer, and Oscar Isaac is like 25% human. Point is, they're not 100% human anymore. God.
We said it before, but just I love that this is hard sci-fi.
Yeah.
And I love it when movies don't spoon feed to me. I mean, entire episodes called Film Theory or about film theories, and this is something that immediately warrants that. It's you. I mean, we could talk about this for hours.
Yeah.
I mean, I really want to read these books now.
I do really want to. That's kind of like, hey, you might see an insane fan theory in the future about that, but probably not, because I mean the books are probably just as convoluted. But at the same time, that's the reason you're not supposed to have a fan theory. Everyone is supposed to just theorize. It's not like, oh, I'm the correct one.
Yeah, there's no right guy.
Yeah, there's no right answer. The whole point is to be like science. You're giving each other, or you're theorizing. You're thinking of something, and maybe you could prove it, maybe you can't, but it's all theory. And with this movie, yeah, I don't know what to say, man. This movie was freaking phenomenal. Like, what did you guys think of the ending?
Yeah.
God damn it.
I really hope that we can have a good discussion in the comment section. Even if you hated the movie, I really want to know why.
That's actually one thing.
Yes.
If you hated this movie and you're still watching this and you're just wondering how the hell could these assholes actually like this movie, explain to us. I want to know why you hated it, because if anything, that opens up more doors to explain it. What did you see? What did you not see? What did I not see? What did you? It's a bunch of stuff that just thinking.
And please remember to put spoiler on the top of your thing. Remember, some people are only watching the first couple minutes of this.
Thank you.
You guys forget that sometimes.
Well, no, people don't forget. People are just assholes. They're just conniving assholes.
Sarah.
She didn't do anything. It was John. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I'm looking at you, John boy. Regardless, I think that's it.
Yeah.
I don't know what to say. Fantastic movie. You know, like we just said before. Phenomenal. Beautiful. Everything about it was fantastic. And again, my main thing that I love about this movie was the fact that from the beginning of the movie, like the first 5 minutes, even to the point where they go into the Shimmer and we just get like a random sex scene of her with her colleague at her work. And it's like, oh, she had an affair. Which, by the way, I love the fact that from the beginning, it's like, I need to go in there. I owe him. This is my fault. What the hell are you talking about?
Exactly.
And I'm like, no, you don't. Like, but it never crossed my mind. Like, oh, you don't have all the pieces together. You're meant to get that. I was still like, no. Why do you feel guilty? And it made me go like a kind of anger. Like, why do you feel guilty? Tell me. Sex scene. And then again, but then it cuts back to like the main plot. Like, so she had sex with him, or
yeah. Well, at first you think it's like, oh, it was to relieve her grief, or
and it's like, but like no, it was before. I'm like, oh, so then the whole point, like the end's like,
bitch.
Why did they send these people in? Are they all suicide mission? This isn't a suicide mission. People are here because of there's a difference between suicide and self-destruction. And what was yours? Well, hers is the fact of guilt of what she did to her husband. Why? Because she's guilty that the husband found out that she was having an affair, which led him to go, screw this, screw my world, screw my life, screw my wife. I'm going in there because I have nothing here left. So it's like, damn. And immediately you go, wow, you bitch. You're 100% right. This is your fault. My God, this is 100% your fault. But I think that's my cue to stop talking because my voice is starting to give out. My mouth just wants to stop fapping. Okay, that's the video. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. Any last little tidbits?
I'll see you guys later.